Hey guys, I'm Dr. Rashi. Welcome back to my channel. I am an IMG from India and I'm currently on my USMLE journey to apply to my dream residency of internal medicine in the US. Today we're going to talk about one of the most requested topics on my channel. How much does the whole process of USMLEs and applying for an MD in the US cost? So let's get started. I'll break down the entire budget for you on when you'll need how much money and at what stage so that we can plan ahead and manage our finances better. So let's get started. First thing, you'll start with registering with the ECFMG to get your USMLE ID, and this process currently takes 160 US dollars. When you fill out a form, you get something called the Form 186 or a Certificate of Identification form, and eventually you get it notarized by Notary Cam, and the whole fee of $160 includes all this. Next thing you do is you register for your Step 1 exam. The fee for Step 1 exam currently is 1000 US dollars plus 195 US dollars if you're taking it outside of the US or Canada. Now, you'll need test resources, okay, for your Step 1. The first thing that you'll definitely need is UWorld. The 6-month subscription of UWorld is 479 US dollars. NBMEs, which are testing resources, and they are something that you must do to test yourself before your exam, and it's $60 per NBME, and I recommend taking at least 4 NBMEs. That makes it 240 US dollars. And you also need to buy first aid, that is the holy grail book for your step 1, step 2, and even step 3 preparation. That's like 1500 INR. I just checked online, so like 20 US dollars. Next up is our step 2. Step 2 is again 1000 USD plus 220 US dollars if you're taking it outside of the US or Canada. UWorld again is 479 USD. NBMEs, the tests for even step 2 are $60, and again 4 NBMEs are good. That makes it 240 with CMS forms. I didn't do CMS forms for my USMLE step 1, and I took them for USMLE step 2, and I definitely recommend doing them if you have a little bit more time on your hands. Each CMS form is $20. So yeah, you can do like 2 or 3 of each subject. Next is OET. OET is an English exam that you need to give as an IMG to eventually get ECFMG certified, and OET is currently 455 US dollars. Regarding prep for OET, I thought it was pretty simple, and I just use online free resources from their website and some free YouTube videos. So that was it, but you can definitely go onto OET's website and buy additional material, and they're not that expensive. Then there's step 3. Step 3 is not a compulsory exam. You can take it even during your first year of residency. You don't have to take it before you apply for your match. Step 3 is 925 US dollars. The UWorld for step 3 for 3 months is 429 US dollars. And step 3 also has something called the CCS cases, and those are 70 US dollars. You have to buy a subscription again. So that's for step 3. Then there's US clinical experience. Now, this is going to make up a big chunk of your USMLE expense. It is very variable though, like it could be free, so it could be like 0 US dollars, and it could go up to like 6,000 USD for a 4-week elective. Observerships usually can be free, especially if you're doing them through somebody that you know, your seniors or mentors. So that's where that stands. Okay, so if you're going for electives, you're going to need a visa. A B1, B2 visa for Indians is 185 US dollars. Then there's going to be flights. Flights, I took an average of like 1200 US dollars, return ticket from India to the US. Then there's 3 months of USC. I am considering 3 months of USC because that's what I did, and usually that's the number that most IMGs have gone with for the 3 or 4 LORs. And I'm taking an average of say 3000 US dollars because I paid around 2500 to 3000 for each month. That brings the elective fee to a 9000 USD for all of them. Then if you're doing an elective that is a hands-on experience, then you'll also need something called a malpractice insurance. These are available online and they are a requirement if you want to pursue electives. And for me, that came out to be $300 each month. So that was $900. Then, since you're going to be in the US, the accommodation, the food, and the transport, let's say $1,500 a month for, and then $4,500 for 3 months. I'm still keeping the accommodation and all these living costs on a lower end because I'm assuming that we all are students and we have tight budgets. So that's what we're sticking to. Then, once you have all of this, your steps, your USC, then you apply to residency. Now, you'll need to buy something called the ECFMG token, that is $165. You get your LORs uploaded, and that gives you your AMC ID and everything. Then you have to pay something called the USMLE transcript fee. That is for transfer of your USMLE marks, that is your step 1 result, your step 2 result, and your step 3 result, if that's available, from the USMLE portal to your ERAS, like ECFMG ERAS token. So that's $80. And then you have to separately register for the NRMP's match to be able to participate in the match. That's $70. Another thing that you need is to be ECFMG certified by the time you match. One component of that is being approved for your pathway. I went for pathway 1 and that was $925. So that is one additional cost that we need to add in here, which is just fixed for everyone. Okay, so these are all fixed costs and everybody who's participating in the match has to do this. Then 2024 onwards, that is for the next match, there's a new update in how much applying to each program is going to cost. Okay, so 1 to 30, so first program to the 30th program that you are applying, it's going to be $11 per program that you apply. And then 31st program onwards, it's going to be $30 per program. So say if you're applying to 150 programs, I'm just taking an average ballpark number, that's going to be $330 for the first 30 programs and then $3,600. So that brings about 4,000 USD for applying to programs, and that was the approximate number for me as well. Then after you've applied, you do your interviews. Now interviews have gone virtual since the past few years, so it's virtually free. When they were in person, the travel cost, the living cost, and everything also definitely added up to the whole USMLE expense. Once you match, there's the visa processing fee, and that comes down to about 500 to $1,000 depending upon what kind of visa you're taking, whether you're taking premium processing, if your program will reimburse you for it. So it's a lot of factors, but that's that. Okay, so all that included, that brings the total, the grand total of the whole USMLE journey to this. I know it is not a small amount, but try to look at it as an investment into your future, your education, and your dreams. And I think it's definitely worth it if that's what is your calling. And take this with a grain of salt. The journey is going to look different for everybody. The type of USCs you'll do, the experiences that you'll have, the travel cost, the living cost, and the resources, everything's going to vary a little bit. So yeah, but I hope this was enough to give you a very brief snapshot of how the finances are going to look like and at what time you'll need to invest in what amount of money so that you can plan better. Okay, that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.